What's up, peeps? It's the kid L.R.Player here, back with another podcast episode from the Jump Rope community. Um, I have a very special guest, as all my guests are special, but this one, she is special. This is somebody I look up to, like very from the very start of my journey. Competitive jumper. She is in a amazing crew. Um, and also she does a lot of amazing things in the background. And if you have followed this person like I followed this person, you will also know about her companion, Ali. So introducing Miss Celina. How you doing, Celina?
And Ollie. He's right here.
Oh, they got to know about Ali for sure.
Yeah.
How you
Uh,
how you feeling this morning?
I am good. I am awake. I've had a coffee.
Unfortunately, I didn't have the same, so I had to deal with water right now.
I'm so sad for you.
Caught me off guard. So, Miss Selena, so if anybody been following you like I follow you, they know that you've been a competitive jumper. They know the amount of years that you have been jumping professionally. So we're not gonna get into all that. But tell me how schooling going.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know if people know this. I am in a PhD program. I'm getting a doctorate in social psychology. And I'm in my last semester starting next week. So I
Oh,
will be graduating in May.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Is that something that you can combine with the jump roping, or are you just gonna keep those two entities separate?
I would say it's kind of like jump rope inspires what I study. I try to keep them separate because I think that motivates me to have like separate things that I'm working towards. But I study long-term motivation of physical activity and other health behaviors like eating healthy. So basically understanding how people motivate themselves to keep exercising or keep eating healthy or doing these other behaviors in different contexts that might tempt them to stop or might pose challenges. And then also how people sustain that over time because a lot of times we do these things in pursuit of goals. Those goals don't always pan out for us. So, what keeps people going when they're experiencing setbacks or when things aren't working out for them? So, a lot of it's inspired by jump rope just because I really love movement and being active. And I know that that's not the case for everyone. So,
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how to help people. I guess if they can't enjoy physical activity, how to just make it less miserable for them or how to use it as a tool to reduce negative feelings outside. So, like if they're stressed, how physical activity can be used as kind of a coping mechanism for stress and things like that. So, that's kind of my goal with all of it is just to help people move more and make it less miserable for them. Because I know a lot of people really hate being active, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I get questioned all the time, like, cause I tell people like sometimes, a lot of times I'm up like 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm going to the gym around that early, or I do like an extra 15 minutes at night. So people are like, how you are so motivated. So in my case, like it's not that I'm motivated. It just I think it's because simply that I'm able to do it in the kind of situation and condition I'm in. I have time to do it. So therefore I just do it just because. So I don't know if that plays the same into what you doing or
I think I lost you for a second there. My Wi Fi went out. So I didn't
oh,
catch like, the last 30 seconds of what you said.
so I was saying people what I was saying. The that like I'm able to do it not because of motivation, because like the living situation or whatever I have going on in life, that I'm able to do it not because of motivation. And I
Mm-hmm.
wonder if that like can be something like towards the subject in your field, like when people trying to be motivated and beside instead of people just knowing they can do it because they can do it.
Yeah, I think there's wow, I haven't thought this much about psychology this morning yet. But
I'm
there's different things
sorry.
that go into it, right? So there's no, it's okay. So there's like the extent to which we're motivated or the extent to which we want to do something. And then there's also our ability to do that. So that's called self-efficacy. So it's like our confidence in our ability or capability to do something, whether that's like the resources that we have. For a lot of people, that's like time, it's space, it's location, accessibility. So there's all of those things that go into it. Um, yeah, I'm trying to dive into all of it. It's a lot more complex than I initially thought it was as I learn more and more. And that's what the PhD is. I'm learning way too much about this very specific topic, but yeah, just kind of learning like the different things that people are dealing with, the different resources that they have, and how those work together for each individual to help them do what they want to do or what they need to do. I
Yeah,
don't know if
this
that
I
answered you with the but
well, you used a lot of big words, so I definitely gonna have to pick up a book. But it does sound like something real interesting that I would love to look up because, like psychologically, just to see how or why people able or need to be able to move and not feel miserable or feel like it's punishment to work out for themselves to get mentally and physically healthy. So it is something that is interesting. I would have to look up and just research for myself. So, so if people also follow you, they know that you is in a jump rope crew, the flight crew, and I'm still finding members of this crew, of your crew, and I'm like, oh, the person in this crew, this person in this crew. So tell me about your crew or the
yeah,
crew, I want to say.
yeah. So it's called Flight Crew Jump Rope. They got their start several years ago, more than several. But they were on America's Got Talent season 9. So that's like the origin of Flight Crew. Lee Reisig created this group. He wanted to make jump rope. He wanted to make professionalism an option for jump ropers. So after AGT, the group kind of kept on. They started doing gigs and performances, and then they have been auditioning people in since then. So the crew has been growing. I have been in it for the past 4, 5 years. I want to say 4, maybe 5. But yeah, it's a professional group, so we get paid. We do performances, and they're really cool performances. So there are things like cruise ship entertainment. We do a lot of NBA halftime shows, corporate events, a lot of circus work. So you'll see that. And then we do like one-off shows too. So we do like random school performances, state fairs, things like that. But it's super fun. We've all grown up together competing against each other.
Mm-hmm.
And now we get to work together as this professional group. So we're all over the country. The home base is in Orlando. And then we have part-timers that are scattered based on like if they're in school or just their families are based somewhere else. So we get called in for the more like short-term gigs, like the 1 weeks or the weekends. So I get to do those fun short-term ones.
Well, you kind of killed my next question about the NBA arenas and the circus performance because that's the first time that I saw you and your crew. As I was going into my jump rope journey, like I seen you at I want to say the Pelicans game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we've
Yeah.
done the Pelicans halftime show every year, with the exception of COVID. Um, so we've been doing it a number of times. And then I've done NBA shows through competitive teams, like the youth teams also do a lot of these halftime shows. So I've gotten to do like Duke UNC basketball games, which are my favorites because I'm a huge UNC fan. Yeah, so we get to do those. And like the team that I used to work with does a lot of the Pistons games. So yeah, those are super fun. That's like our roots, is doing those halftime shows.
So tell me about because like a lot of us we are like comfortable jumping outside or jumping in the gym, jumping in the public. Tell me how that's different from jumping in an arena where you have those many people. Like, is your comfortability the same, or is it like a sense of nervousness, or is it just like on a whole different level than what we do out in public in the streets in the gym?
Ah, that's a good question. Um, I get nervous. I think it hits me more afterwards. Like I do the show and then I have the adrenaline rush and then I like can't sit down afterwards. Um, but we rehearse a lot, hours, days. Um, and then yeah, you're nervous, but like I don't think we're so vetted to it because we all grew up competitively, right? So like our backgrounds are crushing these routines on a competitive floor, which arguably some might say is higher pressure based on
Mm-hmm.
what team you're coming from. But yeah, so you have to crush a perfect performance on the competitive floor. So when you're coming into a performance, it's just more focusing on. I have to focus more on my face than I'm used to
Like
because.
concentrating on smiling and not like with me, I have like a serious game face, like so I might be looking angry or something, which I'm not angry. It just I'm just got my game face on and I'm just concentrating. So you have to
Yeah,
focus on smiling and have your
yeah.
eyebrows up and
Yeah, so smiling for sure. I think that's a lot of things that people notice in my videos is that I'm always smiling. And honestly, I think it's muscle memory. I don't think I'm like necessarily having a great time when I'm doing multiples in speed. Um, but I think it's muscle memory. But definitely what I struggle with performance wise is like sometimes we have to be characters. So um, I'm not an actor. So I'm definitely struggling. Like when you're in the circus, you're like a reindeer or um, I can't even think of things. We have like a rock and roll set where you have to be like a hardcore rocker, and those are like not my. I'm working on it, but um, yeah. And then I would say the main difference is like everything that we do is very highly rehearsed and choreographed. So um, you're on the music. You don't get to start over if you mess up. And because it's a group of 4 or 6 or 8, if you mess up, you mess the whole group up because we're all connected. We're doing double dutch and we're doing wheel, which you're connected to the other person's rope. So if you miss, everyone misses, and then it's really not great if you can't recover from that quickly. So I would say it's a little higher pressure than like jumping out on the street in that sense, just because we got to finish the routine in the 30 minutes that we've been allotted. But
that's a long time for like a crew to be crushing a routine back to back to back and the level of concentration and just trying to move and sync and that's a
yeah,
lot of pressure. That's a lot of
it's a lot,
pressure.
but I love it. I love it.
So the one thing I would like to do, I don't have many people around me that jump. So you and I don't know who's the other young lady that with you. Y'all was in a sweater, a two-headed sweater, and you got one arm this way, and she has how fun and also how difficult that was, because that's totally entertaining right there.
Oh my gosh, I died. So that's Krisha. She's in flight crew with me. And we were doing a Disney cruise. It was a Christmas cruise. So we had this Christmas sweater and we wanted to wear it on stage because we thought it would be like a funny little bit to do to just kind of break things up. And then we realized that Santa was pooping on one side of the sweater and like Mrs. Claus is in the bathtub. It's really, so we were like, I don't think we can wear this like on stage in a Disney show. Um, but anyway, so we pulled the sweater out after our last show. So it's like midnight on the ship, and we did it for like 2 hours. So by the end of the video, we're just like delirious. Um, but the whole point of it, so there's a jump rope style called two people one rope, where each person is holding a handle, and you kind of take turns jumping in the rope and turning for each other. But with the two-headed sweater, we wanted to be like one person. So like my right arm was her right arm, my her left arm was my left arm, and like my two legs were like the right side of the body, and her two legs were the left side of the body. So we were trying to attempt tricks like that. So like
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out like how to cross under like the other person's both legs, or like we were trying wraps and weird things. This is like jump rope nerdy, and most people are like, this is weird, why would you do that? But I don't know, sometimes like trying those tricks is like the most fun, ridiculous. I probably peed my pants a little bit. Like we tried to do butt jumps and we got stuck on our butts and I like couldn't get back up. We were trying to do frogs and push-ups, and it's like a
Oh wow.
slingshot because one of us would come up and the other wouldn't, and it would like throw the person across the room. It was just, I watch the videos every year and I just die
Oh
laughing.
yeah,
They're
I got a
so
bunch of
funny.
bloopers, huh? Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I have a bunch of bloopers.
Yes.
Oh wow.
I think they're on
Uh,
YouTube. I'll send it to you. They're so they're funny to me. I don't know if they would be funny to like a random person watching them, but cry every time I watch them.
Well, y'all looked like y'all have fun. The few that you posted on your account. So, and I was thinking like, how would they do like a leg cross or a toe? And cause you say both
Oh yeah.
feet, they both, yeah. So like both of your feet got to be off the ground and
Yes. Yeah. We attempted it. Krisha's really strong. So we were like, like she would have to catch me in the air. So I would like try to jump in her one arm and then she would just drop
oh,
me.
okay. Now that makes sense because I'm like, either one of y'all got good hang time or the other person's just quick with the cross with the arms or something like that. But okay, you got your arm inside holding. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So she would like try to catch me on this arm. And then because it was crossed, like you don't have any strength here. So we would just go down. It was just, the idea was there.
Yeah. So you do obviously you do raps, leg crawls, double unders, choreography, which you killed it that one time. Um, Tell me about speed training, or better yet, tell me about BPM because I has no idea how to count that.
um, yeah. So speed is alternating feet. On every jump, and we compete in it. So the goal is to get as many jumps as you can in a certain amount of time. So we have 30-second speed, we have 3-minute speed, there's relays, we have double dutch speed. So I started doing BPM training. I started retraining for Worlds in 2019. I was going to go to
Mm-hmm.
Worlds in 2020. So I started heavily training it then. And now that I'm older, I just cannot do the high intensity training like I used to be able to. So I kind of had to adapt and I just started doing interval training with BPMs. So with speed, you count the right foot and you multiply it by 2, just because you're going too fast to catch every single foot. So the BPM, like if you're doing a 120 BPM, it means that your right foot is hitting on the beat. So it's actually 240 jumps. So some people will say like a 240
Oh,
BPM,
okay.
but yeah, so I find a 120 BPM song just because the way that songs are listed, it's usually somewhere between like 70 and 200.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, so like I will train to like a 160 BPM, and my goal within the interval is just to hit my right foot on the beat. And then I know that I've gotten X amount of jumps in that amount of time because I've stayed on beat. So it's just like mentally an easier way for me to train than like counting myself constantly and trying to keep up with the beat over longer periods of time rather than just going as fast as I possibly can for
Is that
30
something that
seconds.
you can listen to a song and know how many beats per minute it is, or is it something like you Google up or something like that?
I Google it. There's a website called Jog FM. So you can just Google like songs at 130 BPM and Jog FM will come up and it'll have a list of like pop songs, rap songs, EDM songs. So you can choose whatever genre you want.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that to find like the specific BPM because in jump rope it's so technical. Like if you're hitting 160 instead of 158, that's a big difference. So I just try to make sure that I'm getting the actual BPMs that I want in terms of like my competition goals.
Yeah, because I be looking at a lot of jumpers do that, and you posted a lot um, of content with songs of certain BPM, and like I never understood it. Which my footwork is not good enough to catch up with all that. No way, but I'm working on it. I'm
Yours
working on
getting
it.
so much better. It's getting so good.
So everybody, if y'all don't know, Celina, it's like she's one of those person that you look forward for her to post the content because one, you know it's gonna be fire, two, you know it's gonna be challenging, and three, she always provide like another variation or X or interest into a move. But see, what I don't know, like in the background, she'll send me a challenge like, hey, you can do this backwards. And so I'm like, no, I can't. But I feel like you be playing with my head and you know, like either sometime that day or the next day I'm outside or at the gym trying to try this move, about to hurt myself. And so yeah. She does that to me, so I appreciate you for that.
You got it.
So is there like a move that I know you said something about I'm gonna butcher his name. Is it a Jimmy or a Jami? It's like a swing
Oh,
Kruger
Kruger Cross.
cross. Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
is that
it's called a Jami.
is that something you still working on? Oh,
Uh-huh.
you got it down.
It's not good. I can do it now, but my form is not like my chest just folds over and I cannot fix it. So it's not good enough to put in a combo yet, just because I usually like land too heavy and can't get back up. But I'm working on it.
Yeah, I'm
One
not
day we'll
gonna
see it in a
attempt it.
combo.
I'm not gonna even attempt it. I'm sorry. I tried to
It's
do a
like a
TJ.
TJ, but it's like more hip mobility, and I don't know. It's just it does not work out for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, I
Frustrating.
tried to do a TJ elephant TJ,
Ooh,
and I paid for it heavily. So they're gonna be
that
on the
sounds
back burner for a
monotonous.
while.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
gonna be on the back burner.
yeah.
So as long as you've been jumping, and have you ever thought that it would have got to a point of like the sponsorship and the deals and the endorsements, like, or like even like after COVID, like have you ever imagined it would went that far as going into like marketing and advertising?
Um, yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, we do a lot of commercial work through Flight Crew, so not through Instagram.
Right.
So I personally have not done commercials, but we've had jumpers do things for like Xbox or random music videos and this and that. So the one that I just did with Left on Friday, that's through Flight Crew. That wasn't an Instagram thing. Um, so those have always kind of made sense to me just because we've done that. I think there's like one in a Honda Fit commercial where there's a girl jumping on, she's doing butt bounces in the trunk to show how much space the car has. It's pretty
Dang.
funny. It's not a Flight Crew member, it's a different jumper. But yeah, so like it's out there. So yeah, I've expected commercial work in that regard. But in terms of Instagram, it was never really my goal with my account. I never wanted to be an influencer. I just wanted to. I came into the game around COVID when I noticed that people were starting to jump, and there were kind of two people posting tutorials at that time. There were Nate
Yeah.
um, and Chris and Tori, so three people. But there weren't that many tutorials out there or information from the competitive side of things, and I just wanted to get more accurate jump rope information out in the world from someone that had experience with it. So that was kind of more my goal, just with my physical activity goals with what I study to increase accessibility. So I just wanted to teach people. The brands have kind of come just because I have followers, but I say no to most of them. I don't want to promote brands that I don't use organically. So like anything that I will promote, I've already been using their brand behind the scenes.
Right.
Um, so like Alani just sent me a package. I'm not an affiliate with them, but they just sent me something and I'll probably post about it, but it's not because they just sent me free stuff. It's because I've been using their protein powders for 4 years now and I really trust and like their products. So I don't think I don't ever want to be an influencer really. I don't want to be like a product pusher. It's just not my goal. And
Right.
I try to stay as real as possible with my account. Like I'll post things that I care about, I'll post things that I believe in. And I think sometimes like the marketing just doesn't allow me to do that.
Well, also, I noticed in your account, if anybody do follow you, notice, like you had an injury at one point, and so you was posting content that you had with a doctor, about like
Oh yeah.
stretching and some injuries, and yeah, so you
Yes.
definitely helping the community out with that. So being
Yeah.
authentic and just being real with it. So um,
Yeah. I'm still in touch. Bobby is I used to work with him, so he just did me a favor with those videos, but he yeah, he still lets me use his space sometimes. I get to jump there, which is nice because it's freezing outside.
do
And
you have
hopefully we'll do
those?
more.
I'm
What's
sorry,
that?
say it again.
I was just to say hopefully we'll do more collaborations where he can give some more information to jumpers about injury and just cross training and things like that.
Not, do you have those videos in a highlight, or do you have it in one of your guides?
I did, and I took them. off the highlights because I'm kind of like reorganizing everything. So they still exist. Um, yeah, I'm kind of reorganizing. The tutorials that I did when I first started this account, um, I think are more complex than I want them to be. So I'm redoing a lot of my stuff. And my goal, this is not a thing yet because I don't have that much time, but my goal is to make a YouTube to have everything more in detail. But yeah, so they're still there.
You just have to dig through it, folks. Yep.
I'll try to make them more accessible. I really want to redo them. I didn't like my outfit.
I thought you was just being comfortable and just it's just one of those things like, oh, I'm gonna see a doctor about my injury and rehab, so I don't need to be in a fly afterwear. One of
Yeah.
those things.
No,
No.
it's fine. Okay, so we talked about this before. I get really weird when I know things are going to be permanent.
Uh huh.
With those videos because I know how much people are referencing them. Like I'm such a perfectionist that I want them to just be like a little bit cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to be like an information reference point. So that's why I'm like, I want my outfit to be a little better. I want the camera angles to be a little bit better. And just like have it. I'm very like I want it to be super organized so that when people go and look at them, they're like, this is exactly. I don't want confusion. Um, I want it to be efficient. So
There's
yeah, I may
nothing
redo
wrong with
them.
it. There's nothing wrong with them
Yeah,
because we
I may
definitely
redo them
need them.
just for that.
Yeah, we definitely.
Yeah,
I
shin
think I
splints
had
are a
a.
big one.
I want to say I had an injury recently. I don't know what it was. Maybe like a calf or something. I don't know. I must have landed wrong on a one-legged jump, but that went away. Fortunately, I'm
Good.
glad.
I'm glad.
So,
I'm glad too.
on a serious note, there was a point you made a story about like an incident when you like out and about and you have rude people making comments and kind of make you feel insecure about being out. They just making all kind of gestures. So, is there something that you would like to say for the women out there that what I'm saying, so they won't feel so uncomfortable, or just a way of like just try to handle that situation? And I'm pretty sure the
Yeah.
men can learn from this too.
Yeah. I'll give more context on the situation first. Just because I don't know if everyone saw it. So basically what happened, and this is like off screen, but I don't know why. There was just like a week in my life when I posted that I was getting harassed like a lot in public. Like I was walking from work to my car. I'm trying to cross the street and there's a car turning right. And so I'm waiting for them to turn right so I can cross the street. And they start to turn right. And then the guy stops in the middle of the crosswalk and like blocks me from crossing. He sticks his entire upper body out of the window and starts catcalling me. I'm
Right.
like, dude,
Oh
I
wow.
am just like minding my own business, trying to get to my car, and you are physically blocking me from crossing the street. So it was just like it made me really uncomfortable. It was kind of scary. Like I did not like it. And then the same week, like I got hit on at Target trying to pick out dog treats for my dog. Someone else yelled at me in the parking lot because I wouldn't say hi back to them. And I was just like, this is too much. And then like compounding with all of those like personal life things, I come online and I don't know what it was about that week, but I just like I don't usually get DMs like this, but it was just like DMs like, I will make you my wife, or like people asking to buy my socks and shoes and things like that, or like people commenting on my
Oh
body. And
wow.
like sometimes it's like they think they're complimenting me. They're like, whatever, they compliment my legs or my body or whatever. And I just,
Yeah.
um, I've never been welcoming of those comments with myself,
R-
but that week it just like really, it just got to me. And I was like, I have to say something because um, I was just so uncomfortable. I was so uncomfortable. But yeah, so compliments are nice. Sometimes if they're done tastefully, but like I'm a stranger on the internet. I don't need
right.
other strangers' comments or opinions about my body, whether they're good or bad. I'm also like, I'm not single. I've been with my boyfriend for like 5 years. I don't need people telling me that they're going to make me their wife, or like people asking if I'm single, or people saying I want you to be my girlfriend. Like, I am a stranger on the internet. Like, I'm not looking for a relationship on Instagram. I'm trying to teach jump rope. Um,
Right.
and I'm not looking for validation because I'm in a sports bra. It's because it's summer and it's 90 degrees outside and I'm sweaty and I
Right.
want to be in a sports
Right.
bra, right? So, um, yeah, that was a long-winded context on that. But I mean, so ladies, just be safe. Like, don't post about your routines. I always jump in a public place that is, um, like, not, I don't live there. So, like, I just like be safe. Be anonymous. Don't post your routines. Um, Sucks that I say that, but just be
No, it's
smart online. And with the comments, like people would kind of tell me like, oh, like don't even let it bother you. But like just because I'm online doesn't mean I'm like welcoming those things and that it's okay for people to do that. Like I know it's normal, but just because it's normal and common doesn't mean it's okay or acceptable.
right.
Um, but I think for the most part, like everyone in the jump rope community that I've encountered, and most of the people that follow me are very respectful. Usually, the people that send me weird things like that don't follow me. Um, it's just like they saw a video and they
Mm.
commented or DM'd. So I would say for the most part, like I don't think this really applies to people in our community. Um, I hope
I
it
mean,
doesn't.
there's nothing to gain from that. There's nothing to gain from that. Just hiding behind a screen or an app, and just to make a comment for what? Like, what are you? What are you looking to gain from
Yeah.
what? A comment, a conversation, and then what? That's about it.
Yeah, and I think with a lot of people, like whether it's like hitting on someone or commenting on their technique or whatever, like a lot of people that are posting videos on Instagram are just minding their own business. Like they're just trying to share what they're doing and what they're excited about. And so unsolicited comments and advice, as helpful as people are trying to be, sometimes they're just not welcome.
Right.
I would say like if you are interested in doing that, like whenever I see a jump rope video, if someone like if I really want to correct their form or something, I'll first look in the comments and see if they're asking for help with the trick. Um, and if I like really see something wrong, I'll DM them. Like I won't do it publicly, but I'll just DM and say like, "Hey, do you want help with this trick?" Like I don't just say this is what you're doing wrong and this is what how to fix it. But yeah, I would just like think more before you comment publicly on people's posts.
I do that a lot too. Like and it's not like me being fake because I do enjoy them even trying. Or but then I go on the DM like, hey, can I give you advice on how to look a little smoother or
Mm-hmm.
more balanced? And they were like, oh yeah, for sure. And
Yeah,
then like probably a couple of days later, you'll see the improvement. So I do that a
yeah,
lot myself.
yeah. And I think most people appreciate it behind the scenes, like if they're genuinely trying to work on it. But when you call someone out in public, like it like stings a
It,
little bit.
yeah, it sets a bad tone, a bad tone for a person.
Yeah, I mean, people do it with me sometimes, and I'm like, oh, like, do you have to do that publicly? But yeah,
Well, it's kind of bold to do that to somebody that got like years under their belt. Like I wouldn't even attempt that.
it happens.
Mm.
Also, a lot
Mm.
of people don't know how long I've been jumping, or like my intentions behind what I'm doing because they just see one video. So
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
it is
So
what it is.
I got a couple of fire rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So, what's your favorite cheat food or your favorite treat food?
Oh, okay. I don't like to call them cheat foods. No guilt associated with food. Um,
Okay, we
oh
can go with that.
gosh, I don't know. I just really like food.
Okay.
Like any combination of like bread and cheese. So like mac and cheese, grilled cheese, quesadillas,
Ooh.
um, like anything like that is like my comfort food. I also really love sushi. I really like sushi a lot. My
No.
boyfriend feels the same way. He feels like, why you eat this? I'm like, I don't. I love it.
So, speed training or power moves?
Power like handstands and push-ups.
Push ups, frog, kamikazes.
Okay,
Def
speed
something.
training.
I don't know. Huh? Speed training.
Speed training. Yes. Yes. I'm old. I'm old.
Yeah. Every
Old.
time I say I'm old, I get cussed out. I do. I like because people don't believe I'm at the age I am now, so I get cussed out
Jump rope
more
keeps you
than.
young. Jump rope keeps
Yeah,
you young.
that's what they say. They say that. Um, do you often train with no trainers, like with socks?
No, I always have shoes on.
Does it is it uncomfortable for you?
No, I love shoes.
Okay. Um, um, your preferred rope, beat it, speed rope, long handle.
Short handle PVC,
Oh wow,
which
I would
I
have got
don't
that.
jump with a lot in my videos.
I would
Because I
yeah, I would
don't.
have got that wrong.
Yeah. I jump with beaded ropes because they're more visible. So in videos you can just see them a little better, but I prefer a short handle PVC. That's what
Have
I
you ever used a
recommend.
drag rope?
No,
I haven't either.
no. But like old school double dutch ropes are a rope, so I imagine it's similar.
Oh, okay. Um, that's it. That's all I got for the rapid fire. Is there anything? Is there anything you like to ask me? Because you always feel free to ask me
Oh my
anything.
god,
It's just not like an interview or a
I did
show.
not come prepared. Um, yeah, I mean, what got you interested in learning freestyle jump rope? Because I know you like have more of the
Um.
fitness down.
So before I even before I even understand freestyle, fully, like not fully, but just start to understand it. So I was watching a Rush video with Mirror when he went to Germany. So Mirror is like the person that kind of introduced me, know let me know that there's more than boxing styles and double unders and like crosses. There was more style to that. So my first freestyle move was a EB rap.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I watched that from Mirror. Um,
I'm
and then
about
they
to
were
shout
using.
her out. She's like an OG on the
Oh, I
tutorial.
love Mirror. I love
Yeah.
Mirror. I'm still trying to learn some footwork from her. And at that time, Rushy had the icon rope. So when I first started, I bought the legacy rope, which is the 400-gram heavy rope, and that's why I'm kind of like good with that now because I've been starting with that early. And so I bought the icon rope, and I didn't understand it fully because now you got beaded part, and then you got the 4 millimeter PVC. So I didn't understand it, and then I want to say the beginning of I want to say late 2001, probably like October, I started dabbing into leg crosses because I told myself I wasn't gonna do that because that wasn't my style. But I started dabbing into that, and um, it was just on from there. Like I watched videos from you early on. I followed you, and you probably had like 5K, and I like recognized some of the landmarks you was around because I grew up there. So I watch you. I watch Mirror, Luke Boone,
Mm-hmm.
Nate. Of course, Nate is a very big inspiration for me as far as like realizing there's like a ton of moves. And also, he also told me one time that there's like 1,002 to 3 move combo that just like gel together. So that kind of opened my mind there. And I just kept going, just try to practice and get better with leg crosses and wraps. And um, I'm not too strong with the mix release. I mean, I do
I'm not
mix, I
either.
do I mix, but I'm just not proficient as like everybody else. And I think it's because I'm tall, my rope is longer,
Your
and it
rope is
just does.
long. We talked about this before. You like the
Yeah,
long jump. Yeah.
yeah. So the Mick moves a little slower in the air. So, but yeah, it's fun. It's engaging. It get my mind going. It kind of help me be ambidextrous, mind
Hmm.
body connection. So that's what freestyle does for me. And so,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You know what you are really good at that you did not say? You are like insanely good at turning multiples, like EKs. And
oh,
like,
I
like
did
you
forget
do like
about
a
that.
switch cross EK, which is so hard. And every time I try to do it, well, one, I can't. And then I have whip marks like all over my entire back. And I just like, you just do them so easily. You just fly, you like
I
float in
haven't done
the
that in a
air.
while.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
it was one point that I did that, and I actually thought that I made this move up. So I was like naming this a switch cross 360 because basically it's like a yeah, basically that's what it is until I seen what's his name? I want to say his name is Nick Water.
Nick Wood.
Is that so? He did it, and it was like it's an EK switch, and I was like, oh, I'm up here all happy thinking I done made up a move, but no, even if I think I made up something, it's already exists, so I'm good with that. But yeah, I've been doing 360s like since the beginning. Didn't understand it, but I understand it now
You're
a lot
so
better now.
do they make sense? Like you don't have to think about them anymore. You're just so good at them.
Yeah,
Like I'm just
especially
like
with
trying
the
it and you're
EK
like,
switch.
okay.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
EK switch, I had to learn that everything is kind of my crosses happen at an angle instead of like in front of my body and like directly. Yeah, so it always come like an angle right here.
Hmm.
So I had to learn that, which that's what jump rope also does for me. It just it's like I don't know how to put it. It make you uh I can't even say the word. It kind of make you strategize better
Hmm.
for me. So, because at first I'm always trying to cross in front of my body, which I feel like I realized that wasn't working. I got the hang time, I got the control speed, but just the way my arms is, and I was like, okay, maybe if I just cross at the angle, and so yeah, and that's
The
how I kind of got better with that.
your
But yeah,
ability to notice things like that is just you're gonna be a good jumper. That's
yeah, a
exactly what
student
you
of a
do.
game.
That is so cool.
I'm a student of the game for sure. Like I always like look at people footwork, how they transition footwork a lot. Um,
Yeah. That's
I
kind of the
try to find
mindset that you need. Like once you start noticing those things and figuring them out, that's where like everything unlocks.
yeah, and I try to tell people that's like one of the reasons how I'm able to unlock things faster now because I'm able to
Mhm.
break things down to bits. Now it may not look good when I do it, but the
Yeah.
unlocking process is different now.
Yeah. It changes the game. That's awesome. Congratulations. That took me 25 years to figure that out.
Yeah, it took me a lot of whips and fails and snaps ropes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what's new coming up for Celina Jumps? If anything that you can say that you won't give away too much.
I don't really think there's anything. I don't have any upcoming performances. I'm doing some YouTube videos for Left on Friday with some workouts, but um, no, I'm just trying to, honestly, I'm trying to focus more on school and just graduating this semester. And I'm trying to take a step back this year. Like, I'm still going to be posting tutorials and stuff, but sometimes the social media world just gets a bit overwhelming mentally.
It does.
And I'm just trying to care less,
Yeah.
trying to think about it less. I spend way too much time on my phone and just like, sounds so bad, but like looking at likes and looking at comments and like obsessing over like why this video didn't take off whereas this one did. And I just like, life is too short to be worrying about what my Instagram videos are doing. So that's kind of my goal is to like more mentally take a step back from it and just try to put less pressure on myself to post every day. So getting back to just like jumping when I feel like it and really enjoying it. Um, I'll still do the teaching process because I really like making tutorials. Those are fun for me. But as far as like making videos and choreography, like I'm not going to pressure myself to do it every day. I'm just going to do it like when I feel inspired and when I want to try something. I'm not going to go out in like negative 10 degrees and do it like I did last year.
Oh, I can't say that with me.
It's cold up here. It's cold. But like I don't need to deal with frozen toast for the gram. Like it's just not worth it to
Yeah,
me
I think
anymore.
all of us. I think all of us went through that. Even myself, just looking at the numbers, and I used to kind of like look at like my talent compared to other people's talent, and I used to think like, man, I know I'm good, so how come my numbers ain't? But I'm like that now. Like, so I really don't post anything for the numbers now, because now it's just I post it for the people that like what I do, like the versatility of what I do. So that's where I'm at now with
Yeah.
that. So
It's fun to
all of
watch
us
you.
went there. Ain't no telling what I'm doing next, to be honest with. I don't even be knowing half the time what I'm gonna do next.
I think
So
that's the best approach. Every
huh?
time I do that with life, it works out. Like when I stop trying to force it so much.
Mm-hmm.
I really like, have you ever heard the phrase? It's like luck favors the prepared.
No, but that makes sense by hearing it though.
Yeah. So I just like I try to work hard in what I do and let things fall into place. So like immediately it might not always seem like the right thing or the best thing, but like I just try to kind of roll with it and usually it works out. So I feel like as long as
So
I work hard, I'm just going to let things happen and enjoy it as it comes.
say that saying again. Repeat that saying again.
It's luck favors the prepared.
Lux favors the prepared. I'm gonna have to remember that.
I
Do you
like it
do
a
any?
lot. I heard it in a talk and I like it.
Do you read a lot? Well, obviously you in school, but do you like as a hobby?
Not anymore. I feel like once you're in a graduate program, like you read so much for school that
Yeah,
it's just
you
not enjoyable.
are. Do you do
Yeah.
other form of fitness besides jump rope?
Yes. Jump rope is like the least thing I do. That wasn't. Yeah. So I lift mostly. I love
Yeah.
lifting. So I lift like 4 to 5 days a week. I do a bit of running just as cross training because I don't jump rope is like fun for me. I don't want to go like balls to the wall jumping and be like I don't want to be like gasping for air. Like I'd rather do that through running and just let jump rope be this like fun sacred thing for me that I can do to teach
Your
reps.
therapy, yeah, your
Yeah.
counseling,
Yeah.
your therapy session.
I just like don't
Do
like
you do
pushing myself.
CrossFit?
I
I'm
don't do
sorry.
CrossFit. No, I do Orange Theory,
What is that?
but not um it's like group-based fitness
Oh,
that
okay.
does you do treadmill rowing and strength training. So I do it more for the treadmill and rowing bits because rowing is really good cross training for jump rope. But then I do like actual lifting on the side because I enjoy getting strong. That is fun for me.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I try to be strong.
I
I
try
end up
to.
shaking a lot.
Yeah. Pick things up and we put them down. That's what we do.
This has been fun and interesting. I don't want to take up more of your time. I very appreciate this,
Me
Miss
too. This was
Celina,
fun.
my expo. I'm looking
Thank you.
forward for you torturing me with other various combinations. You know that inverse, that KN inverse, KN toe
Uh-huh.
inverse. Oh
Yeah.
my God,
Uh-huh.
I did not. I was not having fun doing that.
Me either. The amount of times I had to film that skill for that tutorial was more than I would like to admit. And when I posted the original tutorial, I didn't even have it. I had posted that tutorial before. And then I was trying it. I was like, oh my gosh, no, I didn't do the inverse and there is an inverse. So trying to figure that out was, yeah, that one's not fun. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's nasty looking. But I try to torture other people with it. I try to challenge other people to do it, and they don't like it either.
Yeah, you have to have some tricks up your sleeve that are like awkward and only you can do. And then you like try to teach it to someone else and they just have like the WTF look on their face. Like that's the joy in jump rope, right?
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, I'm looking forward to you torturing me with some kind of secret mission, and I know I'm just gonna be in the background. Like she know I'm not. She know I can't do this, but she know I'm finna try to do this. So okay, I'm just gonna roll with it. So
Because you can do
peoples,
it.
so people, you have been listening to Miss Celina Jumps and her companion Ollie, if he's still around somewhere.
Yep, he's underneath me. He's under the bed.
And I am the kid L.R.Player. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll check in with you next time. Peace. Say bye, Selena.